Hello, and welcome to Poetry and Prose. Today I'm going to be reading one of my favourite poems from my first ever poetry book, Getting Better, and it's called The Midgie. And before we start, there's this illustration I did of the mythical beast, the Midgie, which is based off of all the kind of Scottish drawing styles and symbology and all that stuff. So I hope you enjoy it, but that is the Midgie, and it actually says the Gaelic name for monster up at the top, which I'm not going to try and pronounce, for I will butcher it. If you like ancient mythology, sit down, listen, imagine with me a kingdom which lived happily in peace until the arrival of a horrific beast. This foul creature who roamed the land easily defeated any brave knight who'd stand. Its reign of terror knew no end, you see, for it ate up women like boiled candy. One day the king had had enough, so he voyaged out into the rough, shouting loudly at the beast fast asleep. If I can't defeat you, perhaps somewhere in the middle we could meet. The beast did barely move a claw. As it spoke, the king stood frozen in awe. Its booming voice did cry aloud, if this shall end, give me what makes you most proud. The king's blood then drained away. The beast wanted to take his darling daughter away, but the king knew he had no choice, so he agreed to the terms in a rather hoarse voice. Upon his return, the king was in despair. Let the beast continue eating women or lose his only heir. It was a most impossible choice, until from his woes he heard a voice, a man who claimed to do what others could not, a man who was ready to shoot his shot. I can slay this beast for you, but in return there are things that you must do. Yes, anything. The king was gleeful with delight. In a moment hope had warmed the frigid night. Out into the rough this man did go, and true to his word he slayed the foe. However, every time he cut the beast, it multiplied by two at least. In desperation, and with strength running low, his men poured boiling oil upon the foe. This set the massive foul thing alight. All around, onlookers cheered with delight. Night grew in. The orange flames flicked out their last dances. The townspeople rejoiced, sharing ever hopeful glances. For a moment, everything was still and calm. Then, to everyone's alarm, the ashes took on a life of their own, climbed high into the night with a high-pitched whine not yet known. For us, this noise is as familiar as can be, for they had just created the infamous Midgie. I'd like to thank Emily for that, who told me about the whole Scottish mythology behind the story of how the Midgie came to be. I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you very much. I'll see you in the next video.